I like the confidence. Obviously, big underdogs on paper, but I'm going to make the ballsiest prediction of the day. I'm going to call them to win this game.
Okay, well, you've clearly lost your mind, and that's okay. But you know, it's worth going out on a limb every now and again. But
you know, no one said Tyler were going to beat Na'Vi, and look at that.
Yeah, no, you know, I guess every once in a while, it does come to fruition. But I don't see Lightning striking twice in the same place. In that sense, bans are going to come out. Nuke is being removed, which Liquid are probably pretty happy about. They haven't played it as much. They haven't had too much success on it either, so they're going to be fine with that overpass being taken out. That's a bit of a, I guess, question mark for me. I guess they're sticking to their own strength, but they're allowing AVANGAR to get Mirage, and that's the big thing. You saw it in themselves. By far their most played map, one of their most successful maps as well. They've also done pretty well for themselves on this map throughout the tournament. Dust 2 being the pick of Liquid, that's interesting. We have seen so many teams kind of shy away from that map, and Liquid bringing it out in this kind of a match where they could qualify. You know, they could solidify their playoff spot. That means they have some confidence in it, which is really cool to see. And that might be a bit of a pick that AVANGAR on their end necessarily haven't practiced too much.
Yeah, right. I feel like you've got to expect it to... Oh, no, for it to come through as a pick, that's actually a bit of a surprise. Have we seen Liquid really play Dust 2 yet? I can't think of either of these two teams playing this exact map.
Exactly, that's why it's a bit surprising. You could have easily expected Liquid to go with Inferno, which they've played in most of their maps. I think they're still one of the best Inferno teams in the world, even though they lost to SK yesterday. I think on average, Liquid have had the most consistent results on that map. So I wouldn't be opposed if they chose, if they went that route. Instead, they're going to go with a bit of a pocket pick. I'm not sure if that's even a necessity when you look at it, look at their opponent. But you know, if they feel confident in it, or maybe this is a way for them of kind of testing it out. Really, they do still even have a chance if they were to lose to best of 3. They do have a new opportunity tomorrow, right, to clinch a playoff spot.
Yeah,
but.
Go
on.
I was going to say, I think a little bit of a conversation we could have about this game is like the cooling side for AVANGAR, right? Because it's usually, it's usually Kickert to be that guy. But after they got wrecked on first map yesterday, overpass 16-10 by Godsent, he said in the post-match interview after they came back and performed a full reverse sweep, where they just looked so much more comfortable and kind of played like this crazy puggy style. He said that, yeah, mid-game they switched IGL to Jame. He just basically told them to go kill everyone, and they did that.
Yeah.
I don't think the same thing is going to be as simple to run against Liquid, but if AVANGAR have the ability to just completely switch up their cooling style mid-game and then find a 2-map win in a row, I mean, it could be a surprise factor that Liquid won't be accounting for.
It's going to be hard to read because we were sitting in there being confused as what was going on, especially on Mirage when AVANGAR, like midway through the game, just started running around, 5 people spread out, and basically banking everything off of individual players getting openings and spreading the defensive Godsent. I think they're going to have a much harder time, though, doing that versus a team of Liquid stature. Just individually, Liquid are better than Godsent, and I think from a team aspect as well. So, yeah, no, it's going to be a tough task for them to get away with the same kind of stuff. I also think I guess the op battle is going to be interesting considering we don't have a dedicated op on the side of Liquid. Jame obviously had a pretty good series yesterday. He really got into it after a rough first map. But yeah, I guess they can't complain about the map. So they get Mirage, Cash as a potential third as well. And they've seemed pretty confident in their Cash game. They've obviously beaten SK at one point. Well, not too long ago, actually, last week. And they also had no problems disposing of Godsent on that map.
Pretty easily.
Yeah, and Overpass, which was Liquid's ban in this scenario, that's a map that they didn't find too much success on. So in that sense, things have panned out pretty well for them. Again, Dust 2 being a bit of a question mark on both ends, really. I don't think AVANGAR has too many matches on him. We know that Liquid hasn't necessarily played it too much, especially in official capacity. So in that sense, I feel like AVANGAR, they have nothing to fear going into this, at least.
No, I feel like AVANGAR have to win this first map, though. I don't see a way that Liquid are going to let Dust 2 go. The fact that this is Liquid's first Dust 2 game, you know, here in LAN, makes me think that they've clearly got something prepared for it. Maybe it's the argument of like, okay, let's test it here versus an easier opponent, but like I feel like people are sleeping on AVANGAR. And I want to be proved right here. I'm going to commit to it. Yeah. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I've seen people pocket pick Dust 2 and going horribly wrong. VP comes to mind.
Yeah,
multiple occasions, but you know, Liquid, bit of a different squad. So we'll see how it pans out. AVANGAR, though, starting on the CT side.
Look at the stack as well on the A site. Liquid have gone for a full smoke take, but the shot through the smoke will be good enough for Kickert. Kristen hides under the balcony, and they're going to just pass right by him. Kickert Kristen doing some damage. Kill still coming through for Liquid, though. They trade those initial picks, but with a lot of HP lost on 2 players here for Liquid, they still haven't got the plant in. The fact that the bomb hasn't gone down means the smokes are fading. Now they're going to get aggressive, but Buster's ready for it. Passive setup from AVANGAR working wonderfully. And now Nitro, he's got to do something. His teammate's already low HP. Naf getting pressured. Nitro in a very good position, and Buster with no info, but it doesn't matter. He's alone, and Buster's chased him down. AVANGAR kicking things off with a nice A setup.
Yeah, Liquid taking too much time to get the bomb down. They had a 3v3 situation where there were still some smokes down, so they could have attempted a bomb plant. Not to be the case, so they're not going to get some bonus money. They couldn't play an after plant position either, and AVANGAR get off to a great start.
You have the Force, though.
Yeah, the scout coming out on Nitro. Deagles, CZs to accompany it. And again, we've seen, if the scout can get into the action of things, get a couple of tags, that does make life a whole lot scarier for the CT side.
Or the Deagles. Twist as well, not a player you want to mess with.
He's been blowing lights out this tournament as well. It's been absolutely crazy.
Okay, he's just eating something in his little player camera. He's just chewing away. Twist it's just casual for him, Having a snack, finding some frags.
Multi-talent. There we go. As of right now, though, Team Liquid just posturing. I haven't committed to anything at all. Seems like they want to go towards mid, maybe have a leash jump as a bit of a bait past mid. See if Nitro can get an early frag. I think they might have spotted Krisen moving up from connector. Krisen was a massive, was a vital part of their Mirage defense, really, versus Godsend, doing a really good job of being active on in the connector area. Same thing with Buster playing that catwalk.
And that was something really surprising to see Krisen come into his own, because before this LAN, I'd say like 6 months ago when AVANGAR were at the major, he was the weak spot for the team. He was the player I was like, okay, we need to swap this player out and maybe this team can have success. Since the major, Krisen has actually looked like the most improved of everyone here in terms of individual performance, as well as James as well, who was originally removed from this team only to be pulled back in. And AVANGAR claimed that they've given him a lot more space, and considering he was the best performer yesterday in their matchup versus Godsend, I definitely agree with that. Well, now Liquid at least pistoled up, and with their sights set on the A-bomb site, 20 seconds left up for this play. Jamie is about to be making contact. He's flashed out. Does get under balcony at the very least, but Liquid, they're going for the full push. The contact taken from Demasik, and he's going to find 2. The pressure really is off now, and even though Nafly finds the tag, there's no way they can get a plant in with Jamie under balc. Double kill from him, and 2 rounds from AVANGAR. Not many casualties.
This exact setup is something we saw multiple times from AVANGAR, and if again, Nitro talked about how they looked at, or they were meant to go through the games and work on their own mistakes and everything. If they looked into AVANGAR, they would know that that triangle is something they do all the time. So constant Molotovs towards Shadow is something that they should be doing whenever they want to go towards the A-bomb site, especially on buy rounds, because Demasik is playing that Shadow area so often. So they're going to have to force him out of a position that he's obviously very comfortable in. Well, well, I guess it wasn't Demasik in that scenario, but
that was Jame, but it's
yeah.
usually Krisen under balcony. Yeah. And then Jame usually plays up.
But they usually have like one player under balcony a lot of the time. And well, Buster's going to go aggressive on catwalk. He's going to find one. James all the way up in mid, and he's found Nitro as well.
This man wants some money, and he is doing some damage, but...
doing a ton of it.
Yeah, it's only Glocks at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Any kills that come out for Liquid are fantastic. Jane is low and cornered, down to the Deagle as well. Doesn't want to get the reload. Shots missed. Twist is going for it. Jane with the Deagle does take him down. And that was Buster back on the USP as well. So confident in taking duels. How the hell does he find both kills?
Well, especially with how many shots he whiffed with the M4 there. Could imagine the Wally's kind of doomed himself there. But instead of losing 2 and actually dropping a rifle, they survive. Jamie actually gets the second frag as well before he goes down, so not a whole lot of money lost in that sense. Makes worth of the UMP, and he's going to upgrade to an AWP immediately.
No AWP for Liquid as well. Yeah. Of course, not a team that necessarily relies on the AWP in the same sense, but...
very rarely, actually. They have Supreme Riflers, and again, they take really good advantage of the fact that they have so much more mobility with 5 rifles on their side. Really quick to move about on the map when they first decide to commit to something.
You're right already. They're down towards connector just seconds into the round. Instead of playing a slow pace, they actually knock AVANGAR away from middle. Krisen not contesting the connector, and the smoke in the ladder room holds another player back. In fact, AVANGAR very, very passive on the current setup. Buster, he does win his duel at least in the ladder room. So first pick found for AVANGAR. Does he get out of there, though? Because there's still a smoking window. He could fall back. At least feigning it with a flashbang, he won't reposition.
Versus Godsend. We saw him do something similar, shoots up the vents. He's just going to be like poking back and forth, just shooting through shots just to keep Liquid honest, knowing that he's there. But he rarely commits actually to any sort of action immediately. This time he's dropped down into CPL. He still has the opportunity to jump up through the vents again. So flexibility is there, but Naf is going to find him as he pokes out. So equal numbers, that's beneficial for Liquid. They don't have too much utility though, no smokes. Again, Godsend ran into this issue multiple times. Same thing with Veach as well. Late round scenarios, no smokes, so very tough to actually get a bomb plant in. But luckily for them, there's only one player towards the A bomb site as of right now.
Oh, and he's got his back turned as well. He's not watching his connector at all. Krisen has no info either, so big mistake for AVANGAR. They left a hole in their defense. Luckily, Kickit plugs it up. 2 kills there, dropping the bomb. And as you said, no smokes. This is open season here for AVANGAR to take gunfights. Luckily enough, Taco draws one back, and his teammate helps out, but Twist in the meantime traded. And it is just Taco to find the clutch in the 1v1. Bomb plant coming in. Doesn't know where Demasik is just yet, but going to start to make noise towards jungle. Taco hears it. He clearly knows the angle as well. Doesn't need to force a kill. Demasik in with the Molotov, hoping it repositions Taco, and he just have to fall a little bit back, taking some serious damage. 30 HP left up on this player, but he spots the head over the top of the box. It won't make a difference. Demasik wins the round, and he can even get the AWP back from Palace as well. So AVANGAR 4-0.
4-0, yeah. Great start for AVANGAR. And, well, you might be calling into question Team Liquid's veto. Talked about how AVANGAR doesn't really have anything to fear judging off the veto. They could be super happy about the maps that ended up. Obviously, Dust 2 is a bit of a wonky one, but we haven't seen Team Liquid being a proven Dust 2 team by any means. So, yeah. And considering the fact that how dedicated, and probably not a lot of people know this, but how, you know, AVANGAR, how committed they've been to actually becoming a better team. You talked about it, the fact that they bootcamped for
9 months.
9 months, yeah. And
prior to the major, that is.
Yeah, and exactly, and they've kept that up. Kicker mentioned in the post-game interview that they've been bootcamping in total for probably about a year. That's like next level commitment. So I have no question that they've actually put in their effort to actually at least test out Dust 2 as well, even though they haven't made it a staple of their map pool yet.
Yeah.
So for AVANGAR to get off to this great of a start, that's obviously going to bode well. This is by far their most successful map, and James finds Nitro as he jumps out of halls. And Demasik still not being smoked off.
They've gone for a close smoke on triple. They're trying to get a plant in, which makes sense, but Demasik still has a complete open vision of the site, and he can drop Twist in the smoke. Now Fly tries to get aggressive to trade back with the CZ, and of course there's mainly pistols here left up for Liquid, so not a huge hope in the post plant, and there we go. As you have it, AVANGAR clean on the retake, only 1 casualty that entire round.
Yeah, still okay for Liquid though. They do get the bomb plant they so sorely wanted. Demon not being able to deny it twice in a row. But that's okay for both sides. Team Liquid going to get a nice enough buy. They could potentially get that off if they wanted to do so. Nitro's still not purchased up, so it remains to be seen what his choice is. He's going to go with the rifle as well. So, yeah, fire round coming in once again. But so far, AVANGAR not really having too many issues dealing with whatever Team Liquid have been throwing at them.
Still no AWP up for this T side. They're saving that for a rainy day. Even though they had the money to do so. Liquid are back towards the A site. Standard setup here. Nothing special. No late lurks. No splits down middle to try and play for an open bomb plant. But AVANGAR have been playing very aggressively in the site. You can see here. Demasik playing close. Buster drawing the attention. But the Molotov down. You're right. They did at least try and force Demasik out. But Buster's doubled down. He's got his teammates back. Eventually traded. Nice entries from Nitro, who doubles down. But it's still kicking in the CT spawn to keep things alive. With no more utility down for Team Liquid. No smokes left up for this T team. They are really going to struggle with actually locking down this A bomb site. And if they keep doing this, they need to make sure their utility usage is better. Because now it is just one player, Nafly, and James got it on lock.
Here we go, yet again, another A attempt failed from Team Liquid. AVANGAR doing an excellent job of fending it off for now.
You getting nervous yet?
Not really, but again, I still think Liquid kind of lost out in the veto in that sense, but they should be the better team. Should be able to cope with this. And after going 6-0 down, tactical timeout is in order. Sue's talking things through. You can see hands in motion, gesturing what he wants to see differently out of the North American squad.
And just for reference as well for that map pool, Liquid obviously having played Dust 2 3 times since the reintroduction to the map pool, all at Pro League finals, 1 versus Na'Vi, 1 versus Mousesports, and again, that 16-1 loss versus Astralis in the grand final, which
Yeah.
we can just forget about because that's irrelevant. Whereas AVANGAR have got 7 maps logged, but I mean, against a complete different level of opposition. One game versus SK that they lost at ACL, and everything else online and pretty irrelevant.
Yeah. The thing is, like, because of Liquid not having played that map often, I don't think it justifies it as of right now to be a guaranteed map pick, right? Like, it's not your go-to necessarily in a best of 3. You have better options for yourself. Like, leaving it as a third, that could definitely be a possibility. Remains to be seen, though. As you said, not really too much info to go off of AVANGAR on the map. But for now, right now, they're doing perfectly well on Mirage, and I mean, if they do that, they're almost, well, they are guaranteed a third map at least if they were to flail on Dust 2. We know that Cash has been strong for them.
That is a good couple of maps away. So let's stick in the here and now for the time being as Liquid. Smoke's over from the connector. It's going to go at least try and lock down this mid control. With a molly up short, we could be seeing this A split come through. Twist, looking at the connector. Flashbang in, great flashbang. Blinds Chrism, but Cricket, again, he's going to get 2 kills before falling out. And Buster moves up short to try and drop Nitro, who is just spraying desperately through the smoke. Liquid limited to 2 now as a commit with the push towards the A site, but Kickert just hiding below. He's going to get shot at by his teammate. That gives away his position because he actually fires off a blind shot. They can take him down as a result, but the trade is straight back in. AVANGAR not letting them run away with a man advantage, and crisp shots from Buster as well from short. He'll find 3.
Yeah, so Buster continuing in the same fashion he did versus Gods, and again, just being a constant nuisance from Catwalk. Even if they are executing towards that A-bomb, and you've seen it multiple times, sticks up by the Catwalk area, doesn't drop down into connector or anything like that to fully commit, but still finds 1 to 2 frags every single time Liquid moves up. That's going to be so beneficial and so tough for Liquid to deal with. But right now, Liquid need to do something different. Like, they've tried moving towards this A-bomb site time and time again. They keep getting shut down even before they really get close to getting a bomb plant down. They haven't been in a good after-plant position at any real point of this game. Now we're seeing them moving over towards B. It's only ZZs though, but I can also do some damage if they close the gaps. 3 players on the side of AVANGAR rotated over already, and this was something they did over and over again versus Scots, and so good at actually just making sure they stack up on the correct sites.
Yeah, very, very quick to rotate, which means these fakes actually could read really good if Liquid have any up their sleeve, but for this is a full commitment, and Kickert finds 3. Again, just locking down the sites, but Elige trying desperately to keep this round alive. However, with severe limitations in terms of weaponry, James just going to wallbang him. And yeah, I think that's a big problem, right? Because while it's great to see AVANGAR be able to rotate so well, I feel like they are very susceptible to fakes, and we've not seen any yet from Liquid. We're only 8 rounds in.
Yeah,
but if Liquid start throwing, utility over the A site, and we see AVANGAR just go for those heavy rotates and then commit to B with a bomb, that could completely throw a spanner in the works.
I'm trying to recall if it was Godsender who had like 1 fake on their Mirage game where they tried to commit fully toward, or well, with 3 players, no, 2 to 3 players on the A bomb site, and just ended up with a completely free B bomb site.
Yeah.
And then losing the afterplan position, but still, like, the idea of actually throwing AVANGAR for a loop definitely worked. Right now, though, again, you can see early rotation over towards B. Buster up on Catwalk. He does have some people behind him, and while the aggression on A is going to work out as well, so now they're kind of allowed to maintain this B setup. The mid control has been gathered by Liquid for now. Buster's still up in ladder room, and with Kicker kind of being a bit of a attention grabber on Catwalk, Elige might not be expecting Buster to hang out here by ladder.
But he's been here before. And Liquid have dealt with him in previous rounds. Question is, will this be one of them? Yes, Elige does find the opening kill for Liquid. So back into a 4-on-4. That keeps this double B setup in play, and when Kickert looked like he was about to rotate off of the site through market, nothing spotted here. The man in the connector, Taco, does fall back out into middle. So at this point, AVANGAR, they're pretty convinced this is B, and this is going to give them all the info to work with. James pushes up into the B apartments, but he's getting split as well from the site. The Molotov in the hand of Nitro means he can't take the kill, and he whiffs the Molotov as well. Has to jump through the window to stay on the site, and they almost line up for James. Only 1 kill. Liquid finally with a man advantage and a chance to win a round, as AVANGAR are left for 2 for the retake. It's Demasick and Chrism.
Chrism's very late to rotate as well. Nitro spotted out by Dima. Oh, Dima actually finds the Elige. He was the tagged up player already. Nitro takes significant damage as well. The 2 situation though. Chrism needs to get a move on here. He does have a defuse kit, but it's not going to go on forever, that bomb. Nitro actually gives away his position as well. Kristen just very indecisive as to what he wants to do. He's going to have to give it up now. Yeah. He doesn't have time to do this, so very strange attempt at a retake. I have no idea what the idea behind this was.
I think he was just waiting for someone to overface, but Liquid had the man advantage. They weren't in a need to force a kill, so they play it right. Nitro almost commits to an engagement there that catches him off guard, but the second he gives away his position, he just moves close to the right side of the window, so Kristen can't find the angle.
Still very odd to see Kristen it's a very low probability play, right? To basically bank everything on the fact that Liquid are going to mess up heavily. But yeah, it doesn't pan out. In any case, though, they're up 8-1, so it's not the end of the world. They have a golden opportunity to reset Liquid here, with them only surviving on with 2 players. They have a double op setup this time around. Buster on catwalk. I think he was doing perfectly fine with the rifles. I'm not necessarily sure if there's a necessity for him to go to an op, but in any case, they're going to try it out.
Oh my god, they just run right past him. No one checks it. Kristen goes down, but still Jameson on the stairwell, keeping things alive. The push from Taco, well timed, because he knows James is still switching weapons from that bit of utility. Does pull it back for a 3v3. And with the A site mainly given up, it's only Kicker stuck in the jungle and Demasic down in the CT spawn. The Molotov holds back Buster, so he actually can't watch the connector here. That's a big Molotov from Liquid. It pushes him back towards the edge of the B site, and Liquid, instead of taking that connector control, they will push towards Buster, who is tagged up. An opportunity for success here for the North American team, but Taco actually looking for another avenue of attack is spotted, and with low HP, that peak was never going to work out. Kicker wins the duel only to get traded, and the bomb pick back up for Liquid while these rotations come in from Demasic and the CT spawn, but it's wrong. He's going the wrong side of the map. Liquid is still hitting A.
Yeah. You might be expecting Twist to run through CPL. That's not going to happen, though. But he's already made it through the vent, so he's going to be able to find a pick here, potentially. Nafly is already in position. But, again, did they actually want to go for a catwalk plant there? That's super ballsy. Naf, though, somehow wins out that duel versus Demasic. I feel like that was a bit of a sitter for Dima. Instead, it's going to be Buster. Did find Twist to start things off and put some dents into Liquid, but Naf is going to be able to put the bomb down. 32 HP and then op in the hands of the CT. No utility on either side. Well, as I say that, Buster actually picks up quite a few grenades.
But this afterplant is so good. It's not even for Naf as well. Buster's not going to expect this position, surely. He is checking it. He's walking towards it, but will he get the timing? Yes. Nafly dead. And AVANGAR. That's a reset. Yes, it's a bomb plant for Liquid, but when the loss bonus is back down to 1,400, they are not going to get enough money for that. 2,200 plus whatever kill reward they actually already have saved. AVANGAR. I mean, I predicted them, but like 9-1.
You predicted them, but you didn't believe in them.
No, I believed in it. I was a bit scared of the veto, at least with Dust 2, and I still am. Of course, again, we're only 10 rounds in, so I'm not going to say anything that can come back to haunt me. No, I think a lot of people sleep on this team. I think Liquid is sleeping on this team. And yeah, I thought there was a very good chance they could upset. That being said, 9-1, this is more than I expected.
Yeah, no, I think that's more than anyone expected. Probably outside of AVANGAR. For them, this is just according to plan. Buster, once again, going to move into his home, pretty much. This is the resident ladder room man. Well, I'm like, if I'm Liquid, I'm running out of options. Again, they haven't really tested the B-bomb set with weaponry up to this point. They've kind of gone for mid-control. They've gone for ATEX, and none of that has really worked. So maybe you need to change things up a little bit. But now maybe a pop flash is in order. They don't have too much utility. Kristen's going to be able to make it out as well. This is something they're super good at doing as well on AVANGAR's side, like staggering rotations and whatnot. Whenever they back out, they always drop a smoke. So there's going to be like, it's going to be tough for Liquid to actually move forward.
Nice utility usage, though. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And finally, they are aware of the fact that Buster loves being in that ladder. And Kicker's going to find one response as Kristen goes down. But still, onto the bombs that they go. Demasic, though, if he can just stay hidden here, that's going to be such a nuisance. Oh, he goes out too early.
And Elige. He's been in the CT spawn the whole time. He's been behind enemy lines, Vendetta.
Yeah, I think Dima in that situation needs to play it a bit more cool, allow for Kicker to take more attention, more focus away from Liquid, and potentially deny a bomb plan. If not that, get the guy who's been making a ton of noise from A-apps instead of focusing on the guy moving from sandwich over to the A-pit to give yourself a better chance at it. But the issue now for AVANGAR is that they're reset. They're going to have to eco. And Liquid finally with a chance to grab a bit of a footing in this game. Third round, definitely a possibility at this point. Kristen has dropped down into underpass. Nobody spotted that on the side of Liquid. Just kind of staying put for now, though.
Nitro is watching it, though, so even with this push from Kristen, not really an easy fight to take. He's only got a CZ. Now Lee's going to spot it. No one watching middle there. No information for AVANGAR. That seems to be a repeating factor. Occasionally, people just get completely caught out with not knowing where their teammates are holding. Of course, it's only an eco, so it's not the end of the world, but it's just a little worrying sign of things to come. Nafly, another kill down towards B short, will drop quick at the back of the site. So AVANGAR 1 by 1 are getting picked apart, and they're 2 pushed up on A right now. That is not where Liquid are going.
AVANGAR just kind of banking on this being an A play. It's not going to be the case, though. So an easy round for Team Liquid. No reason for them to chase either as well. So wouldn't be too surprised if you actually see AVANGAR being able to hold on to these weapons going into the next one. Obviously not too much to save, really. Dima does have like Kev, and he hasn't taken any damage, so he's going to be able to upgrade to head Kevlar rather easily if he wants to do so, but he's going up against predominantly AK, so it doesn't really matter. But in any case, it's $650 saved. And James, well, only with the USP, no investment, he might as well try something. Just get spotted out, so that was a short-lived attempt. And Liquid, yeah, just holding together, really haven't really moved a whole lot going as a group. The only players really away from them is Elige, but he's been staying put pretty much around the connector area for the better part of the round.
But no pressure on Liquid to chase. They can just hold on to all their guns, make sure they still have money in their favor.
Exactly. They get nothing out of actually taking out the two last players on the side of AVANGAR. And AVANGAR, they're doing this thing that they continued to do versus Godsend as well. They got away with it in that scenario. It's having a focus on getting James on that AWP and surrounding him with multiple pistols. We did see a couple of rifles in there every now and again as well, but remains to be seen if this is going to be successful versus a team like Liquid.
Let's find out.
I have my doubts.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Orp already flashed off the angle. James is not going to be able to get that kill. Kristen taking the bait, just trying to draw attention, but James, that spot's wall bangable anyway, so doubt he would have gotten out of there even if he found the first kill. And Twist is going to have a nice couple of frags up through the connector. Nitro does get timed on short, but he turns back around and finds the second, so makes up for it. 4 rounds here for Liquid. It was a great start for AVANGAR, but here's where reality begins to set in.
Now, once again, though, they're going to be able to buy up. Buster, though, only on a UMP. Not the greatest of buys. You can see their utility is fairly limited. They do have a lot of smokes, and to be fair, they haven't used too many Molotovs, really, to hold back Team Liquid in any case. It is the smokes that they utilize the most in order to stagger pushes or get away from an awkward position. Meanwhile, it's mid-control. That's the name of the game once more for Team Liquid. Smokes are being set up, Molotovs are down. And Twist is lurking up underpass.
Again, the double B setup here. Kick it. It's actually Kristen taking attention. Kick it yet to peek out from short. I thought he was going to. It's James instead to get a kill up on A. And here's the control taken from AVANGAR late in the round, but the AWP is posted. Nitro with 1. Might not expect the second player in position though, and he actually doesn't spot it. He's just running around throwing flashes, and Kick It has a very good chance to strike, but he's going to get Nitro with his back turned and pull back the man advantage even further. Twist now last alive, and the bomb dropped on short. He may get an opportunity for a kill there, but timing gets the better of him. He walks into Dima 6. So AVANGAR shutting Liquid down at least in the 14th round with 3 players surviving is going to mean that they still do have enough money for the buy. But Liquid, quite the same story for them. It's the last round of the half and they've got full AKs. Double AWP intact for AVANGAR as they save one off Nitro. And full rifles as well. So no real worries for either team. Everyone's got everything they need, and Liquid maybe choosing to go for a faster approach. We could see a B execute. No AWP.
We haven't really seen a B execute from Team Liquid so far. They've been, well, smashing their heads in towards that connector area, and it hasn't really panned out most of the cases, in all honesty. Oh, a bit of a different setup from AVANGAR here as well, though. 4 players over towards that A-bomb side, 1 pushing aggressively. You've got pretty much the SK setup, the old school SK setup. James in the position Fallen would play. And you have Demasik close by. could definitely be not to be something that's unexpected from Team Liquid. And AVANGAR, in all honesty, are doing a pretty good job of just that. Just changing up their CT setups every now and again to keep them honest.
I like the drop from Nitro though. He drops out of the view of Jame. You can't actually see the angle, so he just can isolate Dima6 so easily. Crizzen, not spotted, and he's been playing under Balk so much. They should know this. Crizzen just going to wait to strike. He lets him get to the CT spawn, but it might be too late because his entire team are falling around him. He's stuck in a 1v5. It still hasn't taken a shot yet.
It still hasn't. There we go. And that was a...
underwhelming.
That was underwhelming, yeah. No, I think he made the right play. It's only unfortunate that the rotating players on his end drops like flies. He's obviously expecting more people to come out of A-Pit than just the two, being Nitro and Taco. So Liquid managed to salvage the 5th round on the board, and I mean, considering the fact that they didn't get the pistol round, that's okay. AVANGAR were up 9-1, so
yeah,
they did claw back a little bit, but it still feels like a pretty solid lead for AVANGAR. They definitely were the better team in that first half.
Well, let's see if that continues. We don't have any utility for AVANGAR's second half, whereas Liquid, are they going to go for the same thing? Yeah, full armor. It's like a knife round here in round number 16. Let's see where AVANGAR want to go. Maybe the site that Liquid didn't know existed for the first half. It's B, but no, they set up towards the underpass. Liquid, very, very passive A setup. And while this is usually good, you would like to typically have a kit with this kind of CT play, because then you can play up for retake and you don't have to actually commit to stopping the bomb. I mean, they can still retake here. It's just going to be far more difficult. And AVANGAR don't have smokes to cut them out of the CT spawn, so that's good for Liquid in this position. And Nafly trying to take contact to mid. He actually shoots the bars there, does fall back. Magic gives AVANGAR the position to run into the connector, and Taco will start things off at least, but Crizzen trades. The job done from short from Taco, but Nitro's still caught in the CT spawn. It's like AVANGAR almost wanted to push CT, but they've got control of the A site. They're trying to isolate Taco. Unable to do so, they're getting shot at from CT by numerous players. Liquid keeping the pressure on, and AVANGAR a man down. This is a very difficult spot to play for AVANGAR, and Liquid have a lot of control of this round. Taco even going to get further aggressive, and if he finds his kill, this might just be over. Kick it trades, but again, 1-for-1s are not good enough here for AVANGAR. And with Dima6 spending so long checking out the T-spawn for this flank, Liquid start to question that B site.
They do. Kicker, though, still in, I guess, with a chance to do something. The problem is that he has the bomb, right? If Dima has the bomb in that situation instead, then he can actually hold off any sort of rotation through CPL. They can do it rather safe plan, I guess. That's not exposed for Catwalk as well. But that's not really the case. That's not the scenario they find themselves in. Instead, it's Dima in a 1v3. He's going to have to plant now as well. Time is running down. Ooh. Nav. Oh, not able to connect, but Nitro is close enough by to finish off what Nav couldn't. That's going to be a pistol round going for Team Liquid.
Nitro's camera looks great.
Yeah, no, it's a wide shot. There we go.
Oh no!
Nitro got a little bit too excited there.
I really like the way Liquid played that. So they didn't have a kit, so I was a bit worried about that retake setup. Yeah. But instead of trying to fight AVANGAR, they just make AVANGAR look for a play, and AVANGAR was so passive, just holding on to jungle, waiting for Liquid to move in from somewhere, and then Liquid don't even commit to the double CT. They wrap all the way around. They put Nafly back up on short. They come in through the jungle instead, and they just constantly switch up their positions there. So AVANGAR are constantly guessing, where are Liquid? Where are these CTs? And considering we have the range advantage on those USPs, Liquid are fine at taking ranged battles. So yeah, really well played pistol from Liquid, not overextending like a lot of teams would in that position.
Definitely, and AVANGAR, which, yeah, as you said, they were kind of just banking on that overcommitment happening. It probably happens a lot more on in online tournaments than what it does when you play versus Team Liquid. Well, Nitro is going to get some confirmation that there is activity in underpass, but not willing to stay around to take a fight. Knows that he's fairly open from the top mid as well. Nobody from Liquid pushing really far forward on Catwalk to help him out in that sense until now. Nav moving into ladder. Meanwhile, Twist going a bit aggressive into Apps is going to find Dima6. That doesn't really evoke any sort of reaction out of AVANGAR, though. Drop the bomb in T-spawn, still have two players in underpass. They're just kind of slowly going about their day. Liquid, once again, just not being interested in actually overcommitting by any means.
Oh, Nitro with 2, Elige joins, and this is a done deal here. The papers have been signed. AVANGAR have been shipped off.
I just need the final stamp of approval, and there we go.
Nice.
Postman accepts. And we're getting shipped off into the next round. So Liquid scratching their way back. Obviously, they will be going up against a bye here now, but this could be a pretty big swing, and they could be looking at 9 rounds rather quickly into the second half.
And what a pullback that would be after a 9-1 start. And that's after reset. It was 8-0, Liquid get around, AVANGAR reset it, and then you think, oh god, this is going to fall apart. And Liquid, luckily enough, pulled it back and managed to reset AVANGAR, which caused a plague of economy issues on that CT side. So now we have... Oof. Oh my god, very aggressive. I'm not sure if I'm a fan. They all got stuck in the window.
That did not pan out whatsoever for Liquid. The one man surviving that onslaught is Twist, and he's down to 32 HP, so he's going to have limited usefulness. Or at least it's going to be a lot tougher for him. Meanwhile, AVANGAR survived with everyone. James has taken a bit of a beating, but you're not too worried about that. And look at this. The B site completely vacated. Obviously, the Team Liquid have to make adjustments considering that they lost 2 players in mid right off the bat. And they're chancing it a little bit now. The information play up mid. But meanwhile, they're going to be soon finding out that AVANGAR has moved towards the B-bomb site. Demasiki is even holding their backs as well, so... Just a very thorough approach from AVANGAR there, very solidly done, and this should be an 11th round.
Surprised they don't go for the short plant. I know they don't have control, but enough players to at least fight it.
Yeah.
Either way, Demasic's position is going to be good to cut off any rotation, and that will not be coming through. Liquid have given it up. One man in the apartments maybe to catch a late lurk, but Liege, I think, maybe caught himself. No, luckily enough, does reposition.
Is he going to let James walk past, though? No, actually, James going to check the corner. Doesn't pan out. Well, like free AK at least for Elige for the time being. He could run into Demasic though, who's still sitting in top mid, but might be holding his eyes towards that exit of B eventually. But the remainder of the team should be perfectly fine in terms of surviving. So, wonderful round for AVANGAR.
Very nice stuff. Still though, with Liquid holding on to guns, it's not like they won't be able to buy.
Yep. I guess one of the worries we have about AVANGAR is the fact that their T-side versus Godsend, again, nothing was planned about what they were doing. Again, they admitted to that themselves. They said, well, we were having a couple of issues, and we decided to just run around and take duels and win them. Yeah. And that's going to be really tough to do versus a team like Liquid. Liquid are usually very structurally sound in terms of like being set up for in positions to trade for each other. So even if one person loses out on a duel, then you have man number 2 coming in to do the exact same thing. And if AVANGAR can't create enough space with the first picks they find, they might be at a bit of a loss as to what they want to do late round.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what kind of style we're going to see here. Whether it's a more structured style that they can show that didn't work, or the rush CIS don't stop style.
YOLO.
Let's find out. It's slow paced for now at the very least. AVANGAR holding the outside of mid, and with 2 players in the exterior of the A site as well, it's looking like a potential split through that connector, but we'll see. Liquid, very well set up for this play though. If you look at this, they've not only got Sandwich, but also Jungle, Window, 1 in CT, Quad A essentially, if you include the rotation of Nafly that is available. There's a fight from Elige up short, does look for 1, does take down a quick at the very least, but the trades are good. And a man going down on the A site as well. It looks like AVANGAR pushing out of ramp at the same time is going to catch Liquid off guard while they try and reposition for mid. At one point maybe thinking it was a B split after earlier utility was thrown through the B apartments from Kickit to deny aggression from Liquid. It was actually a very nice setup for AVANGAR, all things considered, and Liquid had been completely sold the fake. Nafly going to get caught in the window as Buster holds on to short on both CT and T side, and if he can find Taco here, this might just be a done deal.
Smart thing as well, just pops down the smoke, doesn't put any pressure on himself to do anything, but Nitro, he's gotten into a position that's beneficial. James, hello?
I'm not sure what's happening. Demasic, 1v1, 9 seconds on the clock, and he peeks before he reloads. That is a classic mistake. I understand what James was doing in the sense that he wanted to watch Taco up on short because Buster already called that he was there, but
that's still a dumb move. There's no other way of explaining it. You have a guy literally
I agree.
Half a millimeter away from you that Demasic is, like, Demas had an angle on him, isn't able to connect his immediate shots and has to crawl, or like has to crouch strafe to the side to be able to maintain an angle on him, and James just straight up ignores him. Regardless of what happens with Buster and Taco in that duel over there, if Taco wins it out, whatever, he's still too far away to actually be able to part of the fight with Jame and Dima if they want to double up on Nitro. So you get a super easy kill, get a guaranteed bomb plant, you have a 2v1 situation. And considering time is running down as well, no reason for you to do what Jame did there. That's like he's having his headset on backwards, and like not even that would make sense because you would still hear it from from behind.
Yeah, so I have no justification. I'm just
again, yes, he definitely tried to do as you explained to help out Buster with Taco and see if he can get a quick return frag. But considering where Nitro was pushed up and the information they had surrounding it, that should never be the decision you make.
Nice play from Nitro though to actually isolate the kill into Jame and move away to default. So I think it was whoever it was towards Rap couldn't get the kill. But faster play for AVANGAR. Maybe they're looking to just overwhelm, go full rush style. It's not going to work out. Twist and Liege are going to combine for 3 kills. And like a Combine Harvester, they mow down AVANGAR, only 2 players left up, and they are getting shredded on the site. So scared up on the ramp. Dima sick dead to the AWP that's finally been brought in from Nitro. Been a long time coming. And everything taken into account, this is going to start to look very difficult for AVANGAR, I feel.
It's going to start to unravel because AVANGAR, after this as well, won't have the opportunity to buy. Buster is going to do his damnedest to at least make it expensive for Team Liquid, but expensive is not really going to do it for right now. I mean, the completely reset almost is going to be 2-round loss bonus. That's not going to amount to a whole lot. It's $1,900. So it's going to have to be an eco. So even if you do economic damage to Liquid, they're still going to be able to have 1 round where they can build something up. Right now you can tell. Once again, you know, Buster's obviously waiting for someone from Liquid side to go for an information play to try to figure out what's going on, but they're just refusing to move, and that makes the job of Buster so much more difficult.
Going to make noise as well.
Yeah, so for all he knows now, there could be 1 guy in Shadow, there could be 1 guy in Noob Corner, there could be 1 guy stairs. There's like 9 different possibilities that he has to all cover from, and eventually, you know, as he moves forward, because he has to plan, he can't survive that round and take that AK with him into the next round and hoping to get anything done with that. So, you know, you're just kind of screwed.
Yeah, things are starting to look good for Liquid, though, I've got to say.
Yeah, they really do. But AVANGAR has definitely, like, fumbled this away. Like, this has been a fumble. Liquid, yeah, sure, they've been playing much better on their CT side than that, but you could definitely speak to AVANGAR having multiple opportunities. Again, to break Liquid's economy as well and put themselves in situations where they would be potentially 13 rounds now. Ooh, Liege. Hello, this is...
question mark. This mid-control from Liquid I've not been a fan of. The constant diving out through window.
Yeah, with no smoke in top mid or no nothing. Nobody there to help them out. Of course, it's a little bit unfortunate timing that they decide to push out like at that very time, but
yeah,
at least put up some safeguards for yourself.
Well, either way, it shouldn't account to too much in this round because AVANGAR only had pistols aside from that 1 M4 on Crizzen. Taco, though, just spotting, and yeah, this is the right play to make. Don't commit to the duel. Yep. You know they're on pistols. You don't want to get overrun with just a spam of P250s, and now that spam of P250s will be coming through.
Twist finds Buster as well. Bomb is dropped, though, still on T-spawn, so...
What's the long-term plan?
Maybe they're going to do something similar to Renegades this versus run away from the bomb, attack the A-bomb site.
Lose the round.
Yeah. Do bring it down to a 1v1, though, just for good measure, but yeah. AVANGAR not really... seemingly having a plan at this point. It does seem like they're very used to having opponents that give away opportunities for them to find frags because not a lot of teams are comfortable obviously playing without information on the CT side, and that's just a natural feeling, but the better teams are able to deal with it in a much better way, and Liquid, as you can see, they're not falling for the potential bait of going over aggressive.
There's 25 seconds and AVANGAR have pistols. They need to die. They need loss bonus. At least get a bomb plant or go down. Do something now. If we have players surviving on an eco, that's a big, big mistake from AVANGAR. So they're going to go charging in. The M4's gone. The hope is gone. And Nafly is here to stay. 2 kills. And he will eventually be traded, but...
That was a 6-second shot from Naf.
Nice.
It was well done. But that's going to bring Team Liquid to 10 rounds. And yeah, as you said, like, if AVANGAR somehow had managed to survive with like 3 players on an eco... That would have tilted me.
That would have tilted me. You can see like there's so much promise of this team. It's just little mistakes that are coming back to haunt them, and it's like, yeah, okay, they're new to this level of CS. Yes, they played at the major, but
it's pretty far removed as well.
Yeah, apart from the major and ACL last week and this event, what top tier lands have they been to? None. Yeah.
So yeah, no, it is still a very fresh experience for it. Even though Kicker in his interview was talking about how would they feel brave which is really cool that they're able to feel not that much pressure. But A push is coming up. Kicker though, man of action, finds 2 kills and opens up the A bomb site. You can tell double CT setup here, or catwalk setup. Not gonna pan out here. Bomb's gonna go down. Kristen doesn't get taken out through the smoke either, so all the opportunities in the world here for AVANGAR to play the retake. And Liquid, honestly, with how far away they are, they might just fall back eventually. Yeah, they can't fight an early frag.
This is a real test. Like, they have the utility to go for it in the kit, so there's no excuse apart from the amount of time they have left. So they've got to move now, but already Buster's trying to force kills. That's dangerous. He'll go down. Trade is instantaneous, though, so AVANGAR hold the man advantage. And again, with how much time you said Liquid took to set up for that retake, there's no way they can commit to it, so they've got to fall back. A key note there on the scoreboard, Nafly, 9 kills.
9 kills, yeah. He's been over towards that B-bomb side, so I haven't really seen a whole lot happening. But yeah, definitely one of the heavy hitters on Liquid that you expect to do more. Normally, he's like even when he's having quiet games, he's still able to rack up quite a few kills. Hasn't been the case for this one, and as you saw on the side of AVANGAR, Buster doing really well for himself. He got the majority of his kills on the CT side, but I guess that could be said for most of the players on AVANGAR, because they haven't had too much success in the second half so far.
Yeah, and I mean, every round they've had so far has been reset pretty much. You know, they had the early streak into the first half, and then since then, it's just been like single rounds or double rounds that have just gone back and forth. So it's not like we've had them being able to build up an economy, but in the same way, if they can start to find a couple here, they can put Liquid down to eco. Considering there's a double AWP in play, big investment from Liquid. Got to be careful about this one, because money is starting to run dry for both teams. AVANGAR fast up through underpass. Nafly trying to spot. It's Elise dropping the man at the top of middle and just falling back out. Again, resorting to this passive play that Liquid have been doing this entire CT side. Nafly, while he will get mollied, he pushes forward. I like this. Maybe hunting for the kill a little bit, but AVANGAR have really slowed down since losing that pick and haven't been able to equalize.
They really haven't. This was one of the worries we had about their T side earlier on, the fact that if you're playing, you know, pick-based styles and you're not necessarily having too much of a plan behind it, it's not something necessarily you built up in practice, then do you have all the parameters around it? Like, do you have someone to trade in any given situation for all of this? And versus Godsend, that was definitely not the case, but they didn't get punished for it. Oh, Taco missing a sitter there onto Kicker. That's going to open up the floodgates towards B.
And the Molotov misses as well. Kicker's somehow going to get the opening kill to Nafly. The molly may be on default, but it doesn't cut off the apps push, so AVANGAR flood the site. Liquid getting overwhelmed with water clearly as 2 players are left up. And this defense does not look solid here for the CT side. They've got to attempt the retake if they want to win the round, but unrealistic to expect that. So they've got to fall back, and now look at Krisen. He's already trying to cut off these rotations, stop these saving players, and he knows that if he just finds 1 kill here, this is really going to screw the Liquid money over.
Yeah, already Liquid are in a really rough spot economically. The 2 players currently alive in Twist and Nitro are sitting at $150. It's about to be a lot less. Oh, is it going to be the knife?
Oh,
it's going to be the knife, isn't it? Oh, what a baller. I mean, to be fair, it gives them a lot of money. Like, AVANGAR will take any sort of gift they can get. It's also a massive loss for Liquid. They don't have the AWP, and Nitro's been their standard player, and he's going to find Twist as well.
What?
Well, there you have it.
How does he win that duel?
Well, Twist isn't from Moss.
Yeah, true.
Had it been a ZZ, I'm pretty sure Twist would have won that. I'm not even joking.
Even a PT50. That's such an awkward fight for
Kicker
Taco.
single-handedly wins that round, actually.
Yeah.
Straight up. Just excellent aim. Then follows it up with the 3rd one onto Elise.
And Taco was not ready for the wide peak as well. That was
he was expecting. Wider. Yeah, he was probably expecting something like an off peak or something like that, just on the corner, because I guess they haven't moved too much towards the B bomb side, and Taco hasn't had an AWP there, so I guess it's reasonable for him to assume that, you know, it's going to be a narrow peak.
Oh, what's this?
This is
stack
interesting.
Up in the window. I like these rounds.
Yeah, they rarely pan out though. James going to get in on the fun person as well, and. Together they combine for 4. That leaves Naf with a ZZ and a Dream. It's not a big Dream at that, though.
It is a CZ, though.
It is a CZ.
Careful.
And Dima's not even going to tempt Faith. She's just going to hang out for a bit. Even all of AVANGAR is surprisingly passive for having mowed down 80% of the team.
we're at a point where AVANGAR can afford to do this. There's no reason. Like you can say, oh, this is very methodical and careful for a team that likes to go aggressive and fast. But at the end of the day, if it guarantees that you keep 5 players alive, then that's definitely a good decision from AVANGAR. Which means they don't have to rebuy anything, and Liquid are going to have a tough job of getting back into this game.
Yeah. So with these 3 rounds in a row, knife kill on Kristen as well, they've secured themselves a pretty good bank. 7.1 on James, so he's going to have an op if they end up losing a round. Kristen as well at 6.8, 6.1 for Kicker, almost the same for Buster as well. Only one really not having that much cash is Demus getting him. He's going to be able to buy up if need be. So AVANGAR in a prime position here to close out Team Liquid, because on their end, well, there's not a whole lot to go around with. They've scraped the bottom of the barrel, managed to eke out an op on NAF. But again, not a lot of utility, and AVANGAR can slow play this significantly to make Liquid waste what little they have. They don't have any Molotovs either.
Molly on the bout. AVANGAR don't want to be beat by their own game. A position that they frequented on the CT side again, and Liquid, well, they're going to frequent the CT spawn because they've been smoked out of this one. Same as Jungle. Nitro looks for an angle on the stairs. He might be able to catch this open plant if Kristen goes for it. It's behind the box, but still wall bangable. So damage done, not enough for a kill. Kristen gets out of there with barely a shred of health lost. The smoke's fading, but the Molotovs now go down, and James finds the first kill of the round very late. But AVANGAR now with a man advantage and good post plants, even with a T-spawn wrap, but they give it up. No utility left for the retake here for Team Liquid, nor kits. Only flashbangs to get them in. And again, Buster, he's so aggressive in these post plants, but for some reason it's working out. Another kill coming through. Taco dead as well. And one by one, Liquid are going down. They need to run. They need to save the guns, but AVANGAR are hot on their heels.
Taco's going to give away his position. Actually going to lose out the duel, so Demusik doesn't even have to come into play. That leaves NAF. He does have an off, which is, I guess, the biggest get for Liquid to hold on to. He's going to be able to find Buster as well and should be able to survive here. But map point for AVANGAR. Liquid maybe kicking themselves for letting Mirage through here. Said it at the start. It's AVANGAR's most successful map by quite some margin. By far the most played. Nearly 50% of their games, I think.
Wow.
The last 3 months have been on Mirage, or at least they were in the high 40s out of like 100 or so maps. So definitely familiarity to speak of for AVANGAR, and they have all the money. They'd never have to be worried about having the monetary devices to actually buy up for the remainder of the game.
And that starts to make you question the vetoes, right? Because what we had Nuke banned from AVANGAR, which is
one of
already on its own a map that Liquid doesn't play.
Yeah.
And then we had Overpass banned from Liquid, if I'm correct, which is a map that, AVANGAR play, but they
aren't world beaters on it by any means.
Good.
And I guess Liquid are banking on their own strength, but that makes it weird for me to see they picked Dust 2 as a second map, right? Like as their map pick. I'm going to see if this all comes crumbling down for them or not, but right now it's looking really tough for them to actually be able to hold their footing in this map. 2 MP9s, Taco, Nitro, no utility to speak of. A couple of smokes left on Twist and NAF, but outside of that, what do you really fend an AVANGAR push off of? Nothing really at all. NAF has an op. He's also been put as the sole defender of that B bomb site, so Liquid are heavily focusing on that A bomb site, and that makes sense. AVANGAR has definitely shown prowess towards going towards the site in a lot of instances, but right now this might be just the sneak up on Catwalk.
Oh. It's all on that fly here. Do or die time here on the B site. Round 26, and Nitro may have kicked it off. He's dropped the bomb back on short. They've got to go back for it. Let's split the attack for AVANGAR. They're all separated. Kristen gets the opening kill down towards B, but in the meantime, his entire team have been torn apart. Cricket cannot commit towards that B site either. He's got to find a kill in the middle because Taco's making a lot of noise, and there are 2 more players up to fight him down, and that will be it. It's 1 kill from Liquid that wins them the round. It drops the bomb, it splits AVANGAR into 2, and Liquid, what a close save there.
Yeah, Nitro being able to drop the bomb carrier there on Catwalk, having the bomb roll backwards as well. So super tough for AVANGAR to actually get anywhere with it. They can't just immediately return on it. They've already committed 2 players towards that B bomb site. NAF finds the first as well, which is a massive pickup. And Dima as well, just moving in so early. And from what I could tell, with a Molotov in his hand, he wanted to like clear out shadows and whatnot.
Yeah.
If you're going to play that kind of a lurk when it's Liquid can already tell it's a pretty heavy committal towards Catwalk, maybe you're better off just, again, lurking instead of giving away your position immediately. Twist is going to punish you for that. And so he did. So opportunity lost for AVANGAR. They, money-wise, Liquid were not in a great state. They didn't have too much money to work with. Now they're going to have 2 AKs instead of 2 MP9s, and that makes a world of difference.
Yeah, if Liquid pull this back now, AVANGAR are going to be kicking themselves about that one round, sending the bomb in last place, and I mean, numerous mistakes that kind of just snowballed out of control. But let's see. It's not over yet. Again, we already talked a couple of rounds ago about how much money AVANGAR have. So while Liquid have definitely bolstered their buy, it's not like AVANGAR haven't been winning these T-side rounds. Yeah, but pulled it to 15 after all.
Yeah, pretty much by the time AVANGAR runs out of money, they're going to have the round loss bonus to help them out. Elige finds one frag, but Kicker's so quick on the return.
Yeah, straight through underpass and straight to the head of Elige. AVANGAR back into a 4-on-4. James still lurks in mid, but this is dangerous because not only is he alone, but he's got an AWP as well. One shot, you miss it, you're dead. Liquid won't give you a second opportunity, or maybe not even a first. He's got to be careful. There's wrap through the T-spawn to pick up the bomb, means AVANGAR surely hitting this A bomb site where Twist sits close, and we've seen these close ramp positions be a bit of a nuisance for AVANGAR on the attack before. No trade potential here for Demasik once the smoke fades, so he needs to wait for Quicker to come join him. As the smoke fades, Twist goes in. That timing, I'm sure someone spotted it. There's a flash, and somehow Demasik winning that duel. That could be big. 50 seconds on the clock as AVANGAR look to hit the site. Nitro's rotated with the AWP, but they have a smoke for the spawn. Well, the question is, will they use it?
Buster's inside of apps, though, so it's going to be impossible for him to actually get a spawn smoke in. So they're going to have to rely on their flashbangs or have Buster move out with the smoke in his hand. That's definitely not the angle he kind of want to go into.
Oh no, the timing for Nitro. He checks the spawn, and when he moves back in, James finds a kill. There's only one man left up, and Taco is going to be eaten for lunch. It's AVANGAR to find the victory here in map number 1, taking Mirage away from Liquid. Their map pick, to be fair, but that is a fantastic start to this best of 3.
They did it in a much easier fashion than I would have expected. I still expected Liquid to gradually get back into it, especially when they somewhat salvaged their first half after being down 9-1. They even pick up the pistol in the second, so you expect them to kind of deal with matters as we go on from that point on. But AVANGAR fighting back in a massive way. I think Kicker, we talked about Buster in the first half, was doing really well for himself, always active on catwalk, just being a real issue for Liquid. But on the CT side, on T side, Kicker was just doing everything. He was finding opening frags. If he wasn't finding opening frags, he was finding trades immediately and opening up bomb sites. So AVANGAR just playing a solid game from start to finish.
And it didn't look like they were going for the kind of rampant style that we saw yesterday up against Godsend, where they were just bursting sites and splitting up and not looking coordinated. That looked a lot more coordinated for AVANGAR. Definitely well read and good setups, even though Liquid had some really nice rounds, that pistol, for example, or the one round where AVANGAR are just waiting for Liquid to overpeak and they're not getting given kills on the A site. I mean, Liquid played a lot of situations right, but AVANGAR just a better team in that first map.
Yeah, definitely was, and that makes me all the more excited for Dust 2, which we are about to see, because we haven't really seen Team Liquid. They haven't played the map enough to the point where we can say, like, okay, no, they're definitely a super good team on Dust 2. And AVANGAR, considering their worth ethic and how they've gone about everything, how they've gradually impressed us on every map they've played so far, who's to say that they can't play Dust 2 either?
I mean, I have no idea what to expect from this second map, but it's certainly a good start for AVANGAR.